Corn Warriors is presented by Pivot Bio.
And last but not least, if you want your corn knee-high by July, better get to plant, boys.
Hi, I'm Nate Enan, and welcome to Corn Warriors Season 6. We have got a killer episode for you tonight, featuring returning warrior Chad Henderson and newcomer Heath Cutrell. Heath is joined by his friend and crop consultant Fenton Ure from Nutrient Ag Solutions. They're going to finish planting, check seed placement, and shed a little light on what it's like to farm in Virginia and North Carolina. Chad farms alongside his father Mike, son Jackson, and cousin Stuart Sanderson in Madison, Alabama. In this episode, he's due to reveal some trade secrets and attempt to render order from chaos. You're going to want to stay tuned.
This is Blackwater, the southernest part of Chesapeake that you can get to. So this is the last day of planting corn. Last small farm was about 45 acres back here. We had an excellent run on planting corn this year. It's probably been the best since I've been farming for myself. It's just everything was perfect. The corn's coming up. It's been up for about a week now. It's just we had a shower rain last night, and it wasn't much, but it was enough to keep everything green and growing. We're normally fighting the weather. We live so close to the East Coast, it's hard for us to actually get dry weather during planting season. We're normally in between rain and rain and rain, so it's been great. We're gonna kick ass on the beans next. Probably drop the corn planter and hook the two bean planters up and kick Temple and Corey's ass, as should be done. That's the plan. And as you can see, we run sports cars here. No sports car's green. Every sports car you ever seen was red. And they're badasses.
When we put the fertilizer out back here the other day, it was so rough and hard. I thought, my God, they won't never get this broke. I've known Heath probably known each other, what, 10 years at least?
We've known each other for a long time. He was there in the morning time loading up Levitate or bringing me nitrogen and, you know.
Yeah, and we just kind of developed a personal relationship and become right good friends. I mean, it's been a really good experience working with Heath and seeing where we can push corn yields and what we can do with soybeans and where we can make these things go, because I would say he's probably the leader in this area for pushing high yields. Well, a lot of times he'll bounce an idea off of me, I'll bounce one off of him. We do a lot of tissue testing for him. We'll start in about V3, start doing tissue testing about every 2 weeks on these fields, and we'll start looking to see what we're missing, because, I mean, honestly and truly, you can give it everything you think it needs, but there's always something that is lacking, and if it is, then we try to address that, you know, at that time. And
most of the time, we're pretty dead on with the program that we have. It's not lacking much ever. No. And we were really pushing fertility about as high, as much as I can stand to push it. Most of the time when the tissue samples come back, there's very little that's not in the green.
It's usually right down the green line, and like you said, we're pushing it to the limit just about all the time. You don't give up on something that's working, you just keep tweaking and trying to find that little niche. You know, is this product here gonna, even though it may not change the fertility program, it just may be a product that gives you a little different avenue into the plant, you know, and gets in a little quicker, or, you know, a little more plant available. He uses Levitate in fur, and we've been using Levitate in fur now for probably 4 or 5 years. It's bringing some N, it's bringing some P, and it's bringing some minor elements as well. It's got sulfur and boron in it. Kind of addressing everything up front that we can, so we don't have so much to worry about in the backside of anything.
There's a little pocket that we live at right here in southern Chesapeake. There is a lot of high fertility ground. We deal with groundwater because we're so close to the ocean, but other than that, it's pretty fertile within, I'd say, a 50-mile radius of here. It does well. It's very productive ground. Yeah, and like I said, normally we're fighting planting corn this time of year, but this year has been the best corn planting that I can remember. It's been beautiful. It's everything has just turned perfect. The land normally is knotty and hard or soaking wet, and this year it just come slam to pieces and gave the corn just probably the best seed bed that I've actually ever produced. And we work hard to get our seed bed in great shape every year, but this year we didn't have to work nearly as hard as we normally would.
Yeah, I made a comment to him one day this week. I said, if you don't make a crop of corn, it's not because we didn't get it in the grain right, because it is probably the best seed bed I've ever seen. And I mean, it's just phenomenal how easy it's coming apart. The grain was really, really hard. It seemed like when we were putting the fertilizer on it, and but it just, I guess the moisture's just right or something. It's just really turned into a perfect seed bed.
You got but like 45 acres left here, so.
And then how about the 2x2? You think we're gonna have enough of that as well?
Yeah, I think we'll probably have a little bit left over, so it worked out perfect.
All right.
Somebody's good at math.
Yeah. Somebody got lucky. That's what that was all about.
So right now we just loaded up Pivot Bio.
The Proven 40 product, which is very cool.
We're out looking at one of our Pivot Bio plots. I like the looks of it.
It's not leaching away in the groundwater. It's not running off when we get a hard, heavy rain.
Not bad, huh? Not bad. The Proven 40 is doing its job.
It's that missing link that keeps my plant where it needs to be.
Pivot Bio passed the test. I
So
feel
far,
like.
the Pivot Bio is checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Where are we headed now?
Look at some more corn. Some red dirt from Mars. Now we're back to the red dirt. Hit him with that's 100 for Corey. Yeah, y'all come back and this planter won't look like this. You know, you think about it and you think, why am I doing this? And it's beyond the point of the fact of it's what my family just does. I guess I like to see something out of what I do. Sometimes you don't always see what you want to see, but if you pay attention, you'll learn something. I enjoy thinking that I'm making a difference. We put something in the ground and it grows. Makes you feel like you're doing something for somebody else, that they can't always do. But why am I a farmer? Heck if I know, because I didn't pay attention to school, I guess. I don't know. But I do enjoy it. This corn, this is just corn. This dirt don't look like no normal dirt that we see. Everybody else got soil. When you get down here below the Mason-Dixon line, we got dirt. Y'all got soil, we got dirt. We just have to keep up with y'all. We have to work harder to get what we got. We're not everybody's like Corey. And I pick on Corey a lot. Me and Corey pick back. We're gonna pick back a whole lot this year, so y'all stay tuned for that. But we all have our struggles. And that's what this whole show's about, is showing the struggle that we have to put in a crop and the day-to-day things. As good as it can be today, we may wake up tomorrow and get a hailstorm, and we got to start all over again. But, it's just the hands we dealt. And that's what this is all about. It's not always about just who can make the most corn and about what the yield it is. There's, like I said, I firmly believe that where's the greatest bunch of farmers that ever was is in the United States. I'll take these group of farmers that we got here and I'll put them against any farmers anywhere. If y'all want to throw down with us, it don't matter. We got a bunch more of them hunters where that would come from. We're gonna talk about population just for a minute. Man, you'll hear it all. If I was in the I-State, I think all the planters in the I-State, and this is a joke. I'm gonna tell you right off, I'm gonna put a disclaimer right there. It's a joke, okay? So, all right. I think every planter, when they sell a planter in I-State, I think they stick it on 36,000 and they stick it there and they weld it there, just bzzz, bzzz, put a tack on each side, and then everybody plants 36,000. I really wish that they'd take population out of the book. Oh my goodness. There he said it. So what you should look at is, I think you should look at spacing. Spacing is your management level, okay? The further you get it apart, the easier it is to grow corn. The closer you get it, the more you better know what's going on. And I can tell you at certain inches, and it's within half-inch increments, I can tell you within half-inch increments of where my management level runs out. And what it'll do, the closer you get it, the faster your management level will run out. You'll run out of management at V8 or V9. You spread it out, you can make it to 10 or 12, or may make it to R1. But the management is all in the population. And when we say population, we look at numbers. Well, if somebody plants 30-inch rows or 36-inch rows or 38-inch rows or 40-inch rows or twin rows, all those numbers change because all across the I-states, people are talking about we're planting 36,000, 36,000, 36,000. Well, if I'm Matt Miles, I plant on beds at 38 inches, but all he's heard all his life is 36,000, 36,000, 36,000. So he's sitting there stacking them in, don't know why I can't make corn. How many people make corn on 30-inch rows at 44,000? We can count them on our hands, really. So take a note of spacing. Spacing, be either you're at 7 inches or you're at 6.5 inches, 6 3/4, 5.5, whatever your spacing is, take a minute and look at that spacing and try to shorten that spacing up and see what happens to your management level. Because that's where your management level's at, is in how close the plants are to each other. The closer you get them, the more you better ramp it up. Man, we're giving away a lot of information. That's why you're watching Corn Warriors.
Nutrient 8 stand behind me 100%. Benton and me work together. He's my go-to guy.
We've probably known each other, 10 years at least.
You pick the phone up and they're there immediately, and I can't put another name on anybody else I'd rather work with.
Plants look very healthy. Yeah, sometimes we put secret sauce in it.
We actually become a real good team. Only the best products from Nutrient for us.
We got Mark to come down from Concept Agritech.
We like to talk with the growers and get some of that history. That's what gave farmers returns.
Get that soil biology ramped up.
So welcome to southeastern Chesapeake. Today's our last day planting corn. We've had a phenomenal planting season this year. It's been better than any one that I've ever experienced yet. We on the last 45-acre farm. 2 years ago, we didn't start till about May 1st because of all the rain that we've had. It's a great feeling knowing that we're dead on time and about to get this all wrapped up where we could start planting soybeans and being early. It's just a good feeling.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and check on his planting depth, see how things are looking. Today we're wrapping up the corn planting for 2022. We're in the last 46-acre farm here, and we just want to make sure that he's getting it done right, that we're not going to have any problems with getting a stand out of this corn here. Because we did change soil types a little bit. Very fertile grain that we're on today. Spacing looks well. Depth looks good. It's about 1 3/4, 2 inches, somewhere in that neighborhood. As you can see, this soil right here is very dark colored, pretty loamy soil that we're in. Holds moisture good. Definitely the kind of soil that you want a good crop of corn in. So we're putting Levitate in furrow. He's also putting a 2x2 down. The Levitate is a 5-15-5 with 0.95% zinc in it. And then the other starter he's got in, and it's got P in it, it's got zinc, it's got boron. Very good program to get this off the ground and get it started. Once the corn gets up to about V3 stage, we'll start tissue testing every 2 weeks. So we'll be keeping a pretty close eye on it along with the crop consultant that he has working. So we work very well together and we kind of help each other out as much as we can with that. So guys, as y'all can tell, GPS is not always accurate. This is the kind of things you get sometimes when you're running GPS too close to a wood line. I hope you don't expect us to top dress that without running over some corn.
So today is the 27th of April. Today is our last day planting corn. We had a beyond excellent planting season. This particular field was planted on the 12th of April, and as you can see, it came up just about as perfect a stand as you could get. It's off to a great start. We've had a couple little light showers on it. This is actually, like I was telling y'all before, hard clay ground. Getting it out of the ground, if you get that out of the ground, it's most time make a great crop. This is what I would actually call textbook perfect emergence. This is actually also at 38,000 to the acre population. It's a decalb 5982, 109-day corn. So this will probably be our first corn, obviously, to pick. Our next step on this corn would be, in a few weeks, we'll come back and probably top dress it at about V5-ish. We'll put a little of this and that in it to spruce it up, if you will. Really put it on its way to that 400 mark, maybe 390. We'll see what happens. We're out to get you. I think it's about right. I mean, you see a few that are still pushing through some knots, but it's very few that aren't up and emerged already. So tickled to death with the way this corn looks, and would be nice if we had another little shower, which we're supposed to get the beginning of next week, maybe Sunday. So if that's the case and it does happen, I think this corn will be set free and off to the races we go.
We've been using BASF, you know, their fungicides. We've really fell in love with the Veltima.
We have a new molecule in it called methyltrifluconazole. Instead of saying that, we've changed that name to Revasol. Not only does it move to the tip, but you'll still have longevity and coverage throughout the rest of the leaf.
We recommend BASF.
It lasts longer and works harder to make sure that you're covered from head to toe.
Farmers deserve a nitrogen that works as hard as they do, one that stays with the crop until the job is done. It's time to turn to a better nitrogen with Pivot Bio.
So we're here today, and we got Mark to come down from Concept Agritech.
Glad to be down.
And it's funny that they say, well, we're gonna come by and see you. Say, well, good, when you come by and see me, then we'll do the plot that day. You know, we tie them up for some work.
Put us to work. We like to talk with the growers and look at soil tests and kind of get some of that history to formulate kind of the program rather than just a one-trick pony. So, you know, we've got some Sweet Success, which is our liquid molasses. We're running a quart of our zinc, 10%, and then kind of rounding that off with Total Phos, which is our, you know, high phosphorus corn starter. So
myself here on our farm, I have a hard time putting out 3 or 4 or 5 gallon of Fertility and making it ROI. I can make corn with it, but I can't make any money with it. We're cutting it with water, and this gets us in there a little over 20 bucks, maybe, Mark?
Yeah,
it's
right around there.
Right around 20 bucks is where we're at. We had some things we had to work on the 2x2 system, so we put some water in it, and then we'll drain the water out and fill it up with nitrate.
Ones in the front weren't open.
Are you me? I wonder where it was going.
I don't think it was pumping hard enough. I bet it was just pushing back, filling the line up.
So we ain't killed nothing yet. That one line right there stretched out pretty good underneath the tractor. I'll pull it back.
What do you have going in there right now?
Oh, temple juice.
little more like corn planting time. And
Yeah, it feels good out there.
I like that blend that you're doing and we're doing here, just because a little bit of everything. It's a little zinc, a little phosphorus, some carbon.
All right, now I gotta go back here and let's see what's wrong with these. Get everything ironed out, dialed up, dialed in, kicked off. So, see what had happened was.
Famous last words.
Famous last words. We started and we run around the field and we made one round, it planted pretty good, and then we started down one end and like number 16 quit planting. We fixed that one, we planted down there at the end of the field, here drops 3 more units, quit planting. I'm like, what? We get to the end, I'm like, I walk up there and I look, and my lid was like jacked up, screwed on there. So I was like, oh, they got me. So one of the guys, you know, we was running some meters, told him to dump seed back in. He kind of got it cattywampus up there, and so that happened. And then I got looking, and the agitator in the bottom of the tank, it quit stirring, so it had compacted in the bottom. So we dropped a 16-penny nail in the keyway right there. Boom, back on again.
Like it never happened.
Like it never happened. It's like, I wasn't even here. I don't even know what happened. Farmers know that if it can happen, it will happen, and it happens on every farm. So just keep your head down, keep pushing, and we'll get through it, I promise you.
Well, you said it best. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
If it's easy, everybody'd do it. Good to have you today.
Yep.
Be careful going home.
We'll do it.
All right. I'll see you. So I'm like 771.06 acres in, you know, and just bring it on, come on at me. So we just been so wet. We got 3 days. It's gonna rain again Monday, so here it is, what, Thursday?
Yep.
Friday, Saturday. You know, we'll plant Sunday evening probably after church, and because of the animal that we got here, man, it's good weather for it. The next 3 or 4 days, we're talking about 80 degrees. Yeah. So this first drink of water right here, we're trying to plant as hard as we can on this irrigated ground, because, you know, the forecast looks so good. With a 3-gallon and 15-gallon rate, you know, we're sitting here smoking in 80 acres at a lick. It's not bad.
That isn't that bad.
And you know, then we just won't go home. You know, we just stay here.
That's right.
Let me check number 3. We probably backed up, you know. I am the head of the food chain. All right, here we are. The CornWarriors crew is fixing to head out, but we've had a good time. We've talked about corn, we got to look at corn, we're planting corn. I got to get some more corn planted. It's gonna get dark, it's gonna be late night tonight, so I got to go at it. Good to see y'all.
Next week on Corn Warriors.
Let's go.
Pretty cool.
We're trying our best to buffer what Mother Nature throws at us.
85-mile-an-hour winds, and
it's real world out here.